David Anderson has become synonymous with global black wealth. Whether he's shaping policies at the World Economic Forum, playing key roles within political circles on both sides, mastering the art of building unshakable wealth on an international scale, or breaking down barriers so that black men around the world can win. David is the world's best kept financial secret weapon. From the ghettos of Southside Chicago to the Obama White House, to the homes of billionaire moguls, David's receipts stretch well beyond million-dollar bank accounts, African royal families, or celebrity inner circles.
But I believe that they did something that all of us can do.
David's true gift is in single-handedly positioning everyday brothers to become global millionaires. Why? Because it's about damn time we own what's ours and have a real seat at the table. Money, power, respect.
I met Dave about 4 years ago. My first business cracked 7 figures, and it was actually an interesting time to meet Dave because I oftentimes say you can't just be wealthy overnight. You actually got to have somebody to teach you the game. And DA kind of stepped in and took me and my business partner under his wing and showed us how to kind of maneuver this very dangerous game that we play called business. And within 6 months, DA was actually able to help us obtain a $200,000 line of credit. And then 6 months after that, he actually helped us secure a $3 million line of credit that we were able to obtain in real estate.
After sitting down with David and going through some ideas and some concepts, in the first 6-7 months, I think we did roughly about $10 million together. It's an exceptional program, and David did something for me that no one else had ever done. He taught me the power of global expansion and really understanding the importance of an international network and how we can build on that network. Him and I have done projects that surpassed the $20-30 million mark. My life has changed in more ways than one for the better from the development of our relationship. And I'm just so happy that you have brought me in to the fold and have shown me how important the power of a network internationally from a professional perspective or a personal perspective can be, and I'm ever so grateful.
Hey, welcome. Brothers, all right, if you can hear me, go ahead. I want you, if you can hear me, go ahead and just say, what's up, David? What's up, Nathaniel? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Really excited that everybody's here. I'm also on, right now, we're on also Instagram as well. Welcome. I know we sent out some emails and some notes. I'm in a new spot tonight, so forgive me. I've been moving around, traveling, doing some things. And so I'm in a new spot tonight. And it's a little raw. But, we're going to get some things down. What's up, Gene? What's up, boy? Larry, Marlon, what's up, man? My man, Marlon. I'll talk about Marlon later. We'll do some stuff. My man, Jay, Gene, Larry. Hey, everyone come on in, introduce yourself, get ready. I know y'all saw the topic tonight. The topic tonight is going to be talking about kind of how you make money with other brothers. I've been through the gamut. I've seen a lot of structures, a lot of nuances to this. So we're going to talk about this really strategically and talk about how to do this in a way that is that's phenomenal. I'm trying to get all these cameras together, so just hold tight because we're going to get into this real quickly here. I just want to know real quick, just so I know we got people in the room, and I know we got fans. I know we got people that are fans and they're doing different things. I need to know real quick who you got for those that are watching the games. You know what I'm saying? Who you got? Just real quick. Are you? Shout out to Neil real quick. He's been here every day. Neil, thank you for being up, showing up, being there, knocking it out. Real quick, when it comes to the Golden State series, right? Golden State Lakers, who you got? When it comes to the Heat and Knicks series, I want to know who you got. Who you got, winning those series. And then I want to know also, who do you have winning it all? Who do you have winning it all? I'm just curious. I want to know in the building who you got winning it all and who you got in the series. My man said the Lakers. All right, who else? Let's see what we're talking about tonight. Who else you guys got? Who you got tonight? Let's go. We got people coming in. Hey, Oh, thank you, Dub Nation. How Philly. Okay. My man on Philly. He got Philly in the building. Okay. Who else you got? Who we got? We got the Heat. Some people got the Heat on it. Hey, it's a crazy. This year, I gotta be honest, watching the Bucks go out first round was pretty crazy. Like watching the Bucks go out first round was pretty crazy. I couldn't believe it. I said to myself, man, the Bucks going out like that, then like we got some problems. Like the league got some real problems. You know what I mean? So I was really impressed by it all, really, to be honest with you. I was really impressed by it all. But, essentially we are, we in the building. We trying to knock this thing out. So look, tonight I want to get straight into the content. I want to go straight to it and talk about this insight, because the role of this is that I want to help other brothers essentially, doing what they got to do to make it happen for their lives. This is all about, one, freeing us psychologically, number two, financially and economically, and then the last thing is helping us expand wealth creation for 7 generations, right? This is what this is about, right? If you're not making better money moves, if you're not creating better decisions, doing better things for you and your family, then we're losing, right? I know I'm trying to get all this camera stuff together because of where I'm at. So I just want to know, man, tonight talking about the group, how we put it together as brothers, how we do it. And so we're going to make that happen. All right. So, all right, here we go. All right. So first off, we got some stuff set up for y'all real quick. I'm asking my team as we talk about group dynamics. So some of this is going to be scientific. Some of this also is going to be what I call some of the stuff you've heard of, but maybe you didn't know about it. Okay. There was a book out that was called Sapiens, phenomenal book called Sapiens, right? That book, Sapiens, essentially was a book that talked about human dynamics. If you haven't read a book, I'll promote it. I'll tell you about Bill Gates endorsed it. Obama endorsed it. It's just a phenomenal book. It's called Sapiens. I'm going to have my kids, when we talk about history, it's going to be one of those spaces that my own kids are going to get into. It's called Sapiens, okay? Called Sapiens. But it talks about when group dynamics get above 150, right? So everything is pretty cool. You don't need a whole lot of structure, right? When you get above 150 people, you're going to need like more structure, even in companies, right? When you get to a certain level, especially above 100, you need more structure in that organization, reporting mechanisms. But also what happens in countries, nations, large groups, when you get to millions, right? You cannot, like, it's hard to do, even this, 1 million black men, what we're doing, this movement we're creating, right? Even in this movement, the harsh reality is there's no way that I, David Anderson, or even if I have a couple brothers behind me, there's no way we can touch actually 1 million black men, right? But what happens is that you end up building, your enclaves, your tribes within the larger group that is a voice or is a kingdom within a kingdom, right? That is how you end up building like your tribes, your enclaves. So we're going to talk about that tonight strategically. And so I want my team to put up, I want to talk about the history of this, right? Because if I don't talk about the history, you won't quite get it fully. Hey, Charles in the building, Terrence, Sean, just want to say what's up. Nathaniel, thanks again. Hey, I want to talk about the history because if you don't get the history, you won't be prepared to understand why people do this and why you need to do it. I'm going to tell you right now, unequivocally, listen to me, brothers, no matter what level you're at, no matter if you, a brother right now, you're making 30, 40, 50,000 a year, if you're in the motherland making whatever you're making, if you're in Brazil or if you're in America, you're making 100, 200, 300. If you're trying to go to the next level and you're trying to level up and you're trying to move things, you're going to need this, what I'm talking about tonight, in order to do it. But if you can help me out, Lacey, if y'all could put up some of the slides that we put together, I want to kind of walk through some things and give you guys some insight, right? Some quick insight on the history of what I call brothers, right? Brothers right? Creating enclaves for whether it's a movement, whether it's a money move, right? It's just the reality of how it works. So let's put those up real quick and we're going to go through those, right? All right. So the one I want first, let's go to the one. Let's first go to Jesus. Let's do that one. Let's go to Jesus, right? Let's go to Jesus real quick. All right. So Jesus' circle. Now, we know this to be as like disciples. I don't want to get too religious tonight, but we know this in the disciples' standpoint. But I want you to understand what happened. Jesus had a treasurer, right? Jesus had a doctor, okay? Jesus had a treasurer. Jesus had a doctor. He had a tax collector, okay? There were different people of different skill sets, different point of views inside of Jesus's group. Let's go to the next one, right? Let's put up the one with Jefferson, right? Let's do Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson, right? And I know that was like a white Middle East Jesus, but whatever. All right. So Thomas Jefferson did something that was very unique in his time. He did something called, people still use it today, and it's called Jeffersonian dinners. And the purpose of Jeffersonian dinners was that essentially they were created to network, right? They were created to network, right? But they were also created so that Jefferson can meet new people, but that him, Benjamin Franklin, Hamilton, all the guys who were, understand, when they started America, they were founding a nation. We can talk about all the, the atrocities that came along with that, right? But they were founding a nation when they did this, okay? Founding a nation. Let's keep going. Jeffersonian dinners was another one. Let's go to Africa. Let's talk about Africa, right? It was very known in the Black and African diaspora, right? And Africans, right? We had chiefs, kings, right? Priests, right? Who were over small towns, villages, and areas. And they also created their own councils, okay? They created their own council. Groups of men, right? Of different skill sets, different perspectives, okay? In order to create, right? Create that group dynamic, okay? And let's go. I think we got the last one. I think I got to shout out to this brother. I think he did an amazing job. One of the first to do it, I think, in the way he did it, LeBron. LeBron created, it's amazing. Took his friend circle from high school. LeBron basically, you know what I'm saying, he got the chosen one, right? 18 years old, going to the NBA, okay? Going to the NBA as a chosen one. But basically, LeBron was essentially able to, what I would call, if what I understand the story, he told his friends, hey, y'all, this is what y'all need to do, okay? What y'all need to do is you need to essentially go into spaces. You can use my name, right? My association, whatever, get skill sets. And so some of them went into, I think Rich Paul became a sports agent type of thing. You had, trying to think of who else. The other guy went into entertainment. The other guy, so they went to different fields, right? And so now, as LeBron, although he was the baller, he had the name recognition, right? And we'll talk about this tonight, how essentially he will face a transition. And when he transitions, right, and he wants to get into new industries and new things, now he has his posse, his group of folks who've been rocking with him, right, and been working with him for a minute. And so now he can use that. I have a video. If y'all can cue that video, I have a video that was great. It was asking some brothers in hip hop talking, and they're talking about this principle. And we're going to talk about this real quick. I'm going to give an example. And I really want you all to understand, as you're hustling, you get in the bag, you're working hard for your families, you're working hard for your future, and the people in your life, right, that care about you, and you working, trying to create what you're trying to create, okay? You're going to need certain things in your life in order to do it. And this is what I call it, right? I'm not much of an artist. And my depth perception may be a little off. All right. So what that is essentially legs, okay? It's legs to a stool. And as you're building, here's the thing, right? You're going to need different people and different kind of people in your circle eating at the table, okay? So watch this. The table, let's talk about the money table, okay? So there's the money table. At the money table, right, there's money moving. So all of you guys are at the table, all four, whoever your people are, you're at the table, okay? But the money table gets bigger because more of you are at the money table, okay? Now, because more of you are at the money table, okay? Because more of you are at the money table, what happens? That money pot gets bigger, okay? The network gets bigger, the circle gets bigger, the capital gets bigger, the resources get bigger, right? Hey, my team, let me know, is that video ready? That video, I want to have I forgot who's on there talking, but in this video they really highlight the insight to really understanding what it means to have your own money table, what it means to have your own table of people that are helping you or assisting you, not even helping you so much, but it's more like you're bringing something to the table too, okay? So we're going to go through that. You have to bring something to the table, okay? That's why whatever you're doing, skill sets, capital, resources, you have to bring something to the table. And one of the things I gotta say, and look, I can say this, I'm live. That's why I don't want sponsors. I don't want sponsors. I want to say what I want to say and say it how I want to say it, right? One of the things you find, okay, is that there are certain people groups, okay, that have been doing this for centuries. When I say centuries, right? Finding their enclave, their tribe, creating a money table, and at that money table, everybody brings something to the table, okay? And what happens is that now, when it comes to resources, deals, where your kids go to school, right? Insights, taxes, I can go through the gamut, right? Building a house, contracting, jobs, financing deals, international connections, all of that, right? Guess what? It's at the table. It's at the table. And if you don't build a table, and I hate to say this, and this happens to a lot of us, I'm going to tell you, this happens to a lot of us, okay? What happens is that we got our money, okay? And we stand alone. But what happens is when pressure comes and things happen, it knocks us right over, okay? And it knocks us out. Because, like, I got to tell you that, like, I was so happy, man. I was really happy, again, that last album with Jay, when he said, yo, what's better than one billionaire? Two. Because he got it. He got it a little bit later, but he got it. You being by yourself, and look, as men, let me tell you this. Melvin, when he spoke last with the interview we did with Melvin, he said, look, he said, your vulnerability is your victory. Your vulnerability is your victory. Your vulnerability is your victory. You can't know everything. You cannot do everything. You just cannot, okay? And I wish you could. I wish you had the ability to, but you cannot know everything, okay? Hey, is that video ready? Is that video ready, team? Let me know. That video, because this video I want you guys to see that's really, really powerful. It's a really, really powerful video, and it breaks what I call to me, it gives the justice and the insight to what those things are. Let me hold on a second real quick. Yeah, the video's coming up. All right, play that video. Play that video. Play that video. I want you guys to hear it. I want you guys to hear that. Thank you, Cooper. Cooper put up one. Hey, this making sense to y'all? Put a 1 in the chat. If it's making sense what I'm saying.
Everybody want to be the man. Everybody want to be the guy. Everybody look up. There's no real strength in that. The strength is everybody eating. So if one of us falls, we can lift them up and put them back in the game.
Strength for the numbers.
So you have to understand that mentality. Whether your friend is a barber, we want him to be the best barber in the world. Your friend's a mechanic, best mechanic in the world. Your friend is in acquisitions and mergers. We want him to be the best. We need to be the best so that when we need each other, somebody's there for us. We all there and cover all aspects.
No doubt.
And that's the true power, the people power. There's nothing more powerful than people power.
The numbers.
That's what it is. The hardest.
If you were feeling that, man, I need you to put 100 in the chat. Put a 100 in the chat. If you felt and understood what he was saying, I need you to put 100 in the chat. Because some of you guys have been in that situation. We got a very diverse group. 1 million black men. I'm telling you, we're building the most powerful, diverse, intelligent group of black men that they've ever seen on the planet. That's what we're building. The most intelligent, powerful group of black men that you've ever seen on the planet. But I like when they said, man, thank you, Willie, sincere, hey, everybody, man, thank you for the 100s, man. Theo, appreciate you. Look, Carlos, the reality is, if your brother is a barber and you are a banker, okay, you want your brother who's a barber to be a killer barber, the best barber. And you want your brother who's the banker to be the best banker. This is why it doesn't make sense when we end up in situations like crabs in the barrel. It don't make sense. When we get on, we step on the other people that are below us. That don't make sense. Okay? It doesn't make sense. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to carry dead weight. I want to get this straight. It doesn't mean that, brothers, you have to carry people that not pulling your weight, not adding value. They're not bringing, hold on, look at this. They're not bringing money or value to the money table. Okay? I'm not telling you to carry people or dead people or weighty people or needy people. But what I am telling you, if your brother's a barber, you want him to be a killer barber. Why? Because a situation may arise, and I've had these situations where somebody of a relationship, a deal, whatever's going on in your life, and they need a haircut. And you need to be able to say, hey, I got my man's, he gonna come to the house, he's gonna come to the mansion and cut your hair, and he's willing to cut out everybody in his schedule to make sure your guy gets his haircut. And now you sit down and have a haircut, you got an hour conversation, you chopping it up, and now you just took yourself to the next level, or you just closed the deal or the sale or the situation. If you're feeling what I'm saying, man, put a 100 in the chat if you're feeling what I'm saying. Okay? If you're feeling what I'm saying. Like, this is a principle. I want you to understand. The only difference for many of you on here and myself between between where you are today and getting to your next level or your next place as a brother, the difference maker is you having a relationship. You having the right person connecting with you to get you to whatever the deal is, whatever the place is you're trying to get to. But you got to build a money table, because when you build the money table, okay, when you build the money table, your relationships expand, right? Your business expands, your life. Look, you guys heard the testimony from my brother Reggie. This is a true story. Let me tell you something about Reggie. He's going to visit us soon. I want to tell you something about this brother. When all due respect, as a black man, Reggie was killing it. My man put 1 million in the chat. Thank you, man, brother. 1 million, 10 million. Hey, he was killing it. Compared with a black man in America, he was killing it. Reggie owned, I won't go into all his background, he owned rental car dealerships. he had worked, bro. He created all the service centers for Elon Musk for Tesla. Listen to me. He built and stood up the service centers. He has Elon Musk in his cell phone. Like, that's his dude. That's his man's. You understand? Right? Made millions of dollars. Had done okay in his life. Done okay. Okay? Oh, listen to this, right? We meet up, right? We met, we had a cigar together, we talked, everything, right? We meet up and we started shaking ideas. He's like, man, I want you in my circle. I said, bro, I want you in my circle too. Let's go. Like, he was bringing to the table, I was bringing. Hold on. He brought it to the table, I brought it to the table, okay? We started to put some things together. All of a sudden, right, some deals came about. We ended up closing those deals. But then what he brought in my life, he said, David, man, I want to bring you into certain circles. Let me do that. I said, okay, let's do that. Then I said, you know what, man? You killing it right now, but I need to take you international. Let me take you international, because the way your worldview is, you're doing well. But if I take you international, you will do super well. Super well. If I take you global. I took this brother global. We went global. When he put up all his own money, he put up all of this, that, and the other, right? We ended up, no lie, we ended up doing a contract with $1 billion company, right? And I won't go into all the details, a joint venture. When I tell you, like, it's probably one of the greatest deals I've ever done in my life, and he's ever done in his life. I'm telling you, and it all happened because we came together at the money table. And so today, I'm going to give you some practical things now. Get your pen and paper, get ready to write this stuff down. How do you start to do this? Because the reality is that a lot of you, no matter what level, you can be making millions, you can be making thousands. It don't matter. If you have not built a proper money table, okay? I'm not talking, I want you to hear me understand. This is what I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about networking groups that people go to and everybody's posturing each other. I'm not talking about that, brothers. I'm not talking about stuff that you go to and everyone's like big boying each other. I went to this thing, man. I never forget. It was I'll talk about it. It was the Harvard Club. You know what I'm saying? It was the Harvard Club. So I went, I did that. I went to the Harvard thing. So I went to the Harvard Club, whatever it is. And I went, and it was kind of like, it was a meeting. Everyone went to the same school, whatever. But it was more of a posturing match. Kind of like, oh, what job do you have? Oh, what are you doing, John? What are you doing? It was more like a posturing, because sometimes in that atmosphere, when you're in these, what I call these elite atmospheres, here's the challenge for everyone wondering. Sometimes when you're in what I call elite atmospheres, which is good exposure, good connections, all of that. But sometimes people get, you get into the high posturing game. Same thing that happens on the block, okay? But it's a high posturing game, because it's like, are you more successful than me? Since you graduated, do you have more than I have? All this stuff. So you get into the whole posturing game. So you can use networking groups, but understand you're probably not going to get somebody at the money table, right? Do networking groups, right? Just do regular networking groups, okay? I'm going to give you a couple keys in a couple places where, as a man, as a black man, places where you can go, find brothers and build relationships, right? Where you can get to the money table together. What I've experienced, I'm telling you what I've seen and where I've seen it, and you can get to the money table, right? I'm giving you guys this, giving you the game on this level, and just how it is. All right, here we go. Now, I'm going to try to talk to brothers who are currently still working in industry, and I want to talk to the brothers who are what I call on their own, because it's a different game. When you're in industry, corporate, business, whatever, you're working somewhere, that's very different than when you're on your own, right? You kind of have to play two different games, okay? Here we go. So if you're in industry, okay? All right, here you go. Industry, right? If you're in industry, okay? You want to go, hold on, industry, and I'm going to say brothers who are independent. Let's say industry and independent. All right. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. So both of these can apply, but this is what I've seen to really work really, 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 really well. Really, really well. Okay. All right. If you're industry, you want to connect. Okay. If you have any form of alumni, okay, any form of alumni. So I don't care if it's your grammar school, your high school. I don't care if it's a program you took. I don't care if it's a church group you are part of, right? You need to connect with alumni. What that means is that you had shared experience. Okay? Shared experiences. Okay? All right, here it is. And good. Again, this can apply to both. When you're independent, when you're independent, okay? You want to look at groups. What I would call recreational groups. And what are these? These are areas where you share. And I'm going to use this word again. This is why I'm independent, why I don't have sponsors, okay? Where you share vices, okay? Where you share a vice, okay? So I'm going to start here first. What do I mean by that? In alumni groups, something's very special happened. This is why we have to work hard to get our kids, especially our kids, the right opportunities, right? Especially with people that look like us, but also with other people too in groups, okay? When you have a shared experience before, and especially, talk to me, especially before the age of 30. I want to talk to all the brothers, especially folks that are under the age of 30, okay? When you have brothers, right, who have shared experiences, meaning that you went on that crazy camping trip together. You went, the frat is obviously, we know that for years. The frat is always a space. When you've done shared experiences, there is something that happens, right? A connection that happens when you have tremendous shared experiences with other people. That is called the speed of trust, okay? The speed of trust, meaning that when I connect with my friend or my brother that I went to high school with, there is a purity during that time of my life, okay? Meaning that you know me in a way, you're not just coming to me because of who I am today. You're coming to me and we're in a relationship because of who we've been, okay? We're in a relationship because of who we've grown into, okay? So shared experiences. You want to look at in situations where you have shared experiences. Now, this doesn't mean just because you went to school with people, right, that, you're going to have connections. Just like everybody that's your color is not your brother. Everybody that's your color is not your brother, okay? Right? So you have to be conscious of this, but do understand if you have shared experiences, it is a place where you can start to build your money table, okay? Build your money table. Also, vices. What I say about vices, okay? Some of you guys in here, it's cool. Look, we all got our things. When I say vices, I mean things that you enjoy, okay? You enjoy. Some of you brothers, y'all like to dance and turn. You just like to turn up. Like, that's that's your thing. Like, hey, if I come hang out with you right now, you like, Dave, hey, let's go hang out. Hey, boy, I got a spot. We gonna get a table in the back. We gonna hang out. We gonna do that. Hey, that's your thing, right? Some brothers, hey, you love a good cognac. You love a good cognac. Nothing like a good cognac. You got your spot, the place you go to. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Some brothers love cigars. Okay, like the cigar scene, that's your scene. That's how you do. That's what some of you guys, hey, like you do fly fishing, okay, right? Recreational, but you fly fish. Some brothers, some of you guys is hooping. Do you not know? It's so funny. About 3 of the brothers that played basketball with Barack Obama on the regular became part of his cabinet at the White House? Some of y'all don't know this. This is real talk. The brothers he played basketball with on a weekly or bi-weekly were the same brothers who he ended up picking to say, hey, look it up, Arnie Duncan. Hey, Arnie, I need you to be Secretary of Education. Okay? Hey, so-and-so, I need you to do da-da-da-da. Now, they were qualified. Remember, they brought the money table. They brought skills to the table. Okay? They brought skills to the table. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Speed of trust is a vital for accelerating productivity. Thank you for that, right, Kevin? But they at the money table, they brought the skills to the table. But yeah, Barack Obama playing back. The guys he played basketball with were the guys, Marty Nesbitt, another one. Marty Nesbitt went on. Look, if you don't know Marty, look up Marty Nesbitt. He has one of the largest Black-owned private equity funds today, in part because, he was friends with Barack Obama, right? Playing basketball, right? Doing that thing. So what I'm telling you is that it doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need to go to Princeton, okay? You don't need necessarily to pay, again, yes, there are entries. Understand, there's always entry, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. You don't need to pay $100,000 to go to this or $10,000 to go to that. There is power to that. I will talk about that in a minute, right? But first, look at alumni areas and look at the places where recreational groups where you share vices, okay? Like one of those things is obviously, we've done this for years recreationally, right? We've done this in the church, right? Church or the mosque, okay? Okay, the church or the mosque. We've done that for years, for centuries, right? The religious spaces. The thing with the religious spaces, this is what I caution. Let me tell you what I caution about the religious spaces. Let me just caution this. And I've seen this over and over. Sometimes people will use religious vernacular and they're really a wolf in sheep's clothing, okay? I've seen this over and over, right? Where the person is using, because they're using that religious language, and that religious language sometimes puts your guard down, right? Because you're like, man, this is honest. This is honest. Honest Herman. Like he's, oh yeah, God bless you, brother. Oh, peace and love. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, man. Assalam. Okay, so God bless you, brother, man. The Lord is good. Jesus is this. Hey, I always tell people, hey, look, I'm all for my faith. I'm all for love, peace. I'm all for that. But I want you to be very careful. Again, I'm putting it up there because it is a space you can go to. But be very conscious because there's a lot of people, again, there are wolves, black men. Listen to me. There are wolves, okay, in sheep's clothing. They will talk the religious talk to make you put your guard down, but underneath, they really just about that bag, and they're gonna screw you, right? Sometimes when you're dealing with people who are just, like, hey, it is what it is. This is about business. We're about to get this paper together, whatever. You know how to move. I got Cooper. He said, yes, sir. Kevin Carter said, yes, sir. Because y'all have lived, y'all have experienced that and seen that. So I would caution you for that space. All right, here we go. All right, other areas, right? Other areas where I've saw to be very beneficial to build your money table to make millions with brothers. Very beneficial, okay? So we share vices. We talked about religious stuff. We talked about alumni group, okay? If you are in industry, okay? Share vices too. I want to talk about this too. As men, sometimes car groups are very, very helpful as well. A lot of brothers that share the same cars hang around each other and they do stuff when like car groups. So some of you guys probably do that now, motorcycle groups, car groups. Those are spaces where you can find, because you have a shared interest, a shared vice space. All right. So brothers who are industry, okay? Brothers who are corporate, industry, that whole space, okay? Here we go. Let me go through this. This is going to matter on both ends, but it might benefit you. It might benefit you to get a second house or another place in, I want to say this right, a high-end neighborhood. Now, I know some of you guys, especially in the West, you're like, yo, like, man, bro, I don't want to move over there with those other folks. I don't want to do it. Look, hold on, wait. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. And this is something. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I struggled with this one for a long time. And people in my life that know me, they know I struggled with it. I got people that's watching me that they know I struggled with this. Okay. But this is what I learned about having a second house or a place or a country club or something like that you go to that's in a high-end neighborhood. Okay. This is what I learned. When you're at the table and you're with thousandaires, people that make 50, 60,000 a year, 60,000 a year, right? A couple $100 fall to the table, right? Remember this table, right? A couple $100 fall to the table. When you are with millionaires, tens of thousands fall to the table, like thousands kind of fall to the crumbs, they kind of fall, right? When you with billionaires, millions just kind of, because they're not focused on that money. They're going to let you make that money. They're not focused on that money, right? So it's very possible when you're in the neighborhood, and this really changed me. I ended up having a guy, he owned a hedge fund. My buddy actually was in a very high-end neighborhood. I never went out and saw this. I'm like, bro, what the heck? You got this 12,000 square foot house? What are you doing? You know this is crazy? Like, what you paying like all this stuff? He was like, Dave, it's cool, but you know what? Come on over. And literally, I was over his house, and because of one of his neighbors, this is a true story. Because of one of his neighbors, my man was a big hedge fund guy, had all type of money. I thought he was trying to get some money from me. I was like, I don't want to get no money to a hedge fund right now. And literally, because he did that, this is a true story, right? I ended up getting funding for something that was about $5 million. Now, for him, he had almost $1 billion hedge fund. He didn't really care about the $5 million, right? But I cared about that $5 million. I'm like, man, hey, getting a $5 million line of credit. How many here have I tried to get a line of credit or tried to get certain stuff, and it's not easy, right? Put it in the chat. Yeah, put a 1 in the chat. You try to get a line of credit. You try to get stuff like that, and it's not easy. It's difficult to get. But because I was in the neighborhood, right? I was in the group, the neighborhood. Yo, it just fell to the table, right? Thank you, Dr. Mark. It just fell to the table, okay? Right? The other ones, again, independence, I want to say this to you, right? You want to go to high-end events. Okay? High-end events. What I say about high-end events, I'm not talking about celebrity events. That ain't what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about celebrity. Like, look, in my business experience, celebrities are cool. They can hang out with, but they make their business by being famous, by being important. Thank you, David, Floyd, Dwayne, Ronald, Cooper, Lawrence, Mario. Thank you for putting the 1 in the chat, brother. Thank you. Look, what I've learned about high-end events is this. I'm talking about high-end events where there are other brothers. Okay? At the table, or other people at the table at the event, okay, that are what I would deem as, right, on your level or above. Okay? Other brothers at the table that are on your level or above. So you're willing to pay $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 to go to the event, to be in the room, because it's going to expand your network. But also, you only got to meet one person or 2 people at this event. People try to go to these events and try to meet everybody, right? Meet everybody. No. You need to hone in a lot of times on 1, 2, or 3 people, get a good rapport, get a good relationship, and find the synergy, right, to see if they are part of your money table. But I want to tell you guys this. Between life, right, children, aging, divorce, marriage, health, all these things that change. When you have people at your money, I met a guy who was on a plane, brother, of a different persuasion, different brother, and he was in the prosthetic. That was in first class. He was in the prosthetic business. He had just sold his company for like $25, $30 million. Just sold his company for $25, $30 million, okay? Brother was at the table. He told me he had been doing business with the same group of brothers or friends of his for 35 years. 35 years. But they had continued to do business together over 35 years. And what I want to propose to you guys tonight, and I want to say this to all of us here that's listening. Brothers, listen to me. No matter where you're at, whether you're 50, whether you're 20, whether you're 70 or 30, okay? If you still have life in your body, if you still have a good mind, you still have a good, you have good strength, and you're still building, looking at leaving a legacy, wealth creation for a next generation, you need to build a relationship with brothers. Here's why. Because your children, listen to me, your children will benefit, okay? You don't know necessarily how long you're going to be here. And what I love is that, yo, when it comes to my money table and the guys I go hard with and I really rock with, okay, right? I really rock with, yo, if something happened to me, they're going to step in, help out, make sure, hey, my kids are good. They're going to look out for my kids. They're going to say, hey, look, man, hey, making sure they're applying to good schools, making sure they on their best behavior, they're going to check in, right? Why? Because, man, the people you make money with, bro, these are the people that are helping your family. Understand that. Like, I like the brothers you kick it with. I like your homeboy from high school. I get it. There's a certain nostalgia. There's a certain appreciation you have for that person that's been around the way for so long. I understand that. But let me tell you something. When it comes to the future generations of your family and your life, the brothers you just kick it with and you only kick it with, man, they're not going to be of as great a value necessarily. I'm not saying they don't have value, but what I'm saying to you is that you want to build your money table with other brothers who are going to look out for you. Make sure you good, right? If you go broke, right? If something happens, you get in an IRS situation, right? All of a sudden you get hit. I just had this is a real story. Just had a brother, right? An older brother. I had an older brother who like a mentor. Okay. Didn't even know. Big corporate executive. The dude was making millions a year. Reached out to us and some younger brothers. We're all like in our 30s. You know what I'm saying? 30s, 40s, whatever, right? Yo, he just went through this. I won't even say his name. This man is almost 70 years old. Because of some politics and some other stuff, this man just got indicted, bro. At almost 70 for conspiracy for some stuff that he didn't even really do or touch, right? He was just doing his job, making sure somebody had needed a job. If they needed a job, they went to this person, whatever it is. But because they want somebody else, okay, he's being set up with a bunch of other people to basically, because they want this other person, right? Sometimes the way the game works, they go for the lower people, right? Because they really want the big, big fish. He's quiet, kept his nose clean, made his millions, sitting down, mentoring brothers. But guess what he got? Hold on, listen to me. He got a money table, right? So guess what we all did? All of us, we like, yo, so-and-so, this is crazy. He's going through it. Everyone's like, yo, hey, let's make sure is his trust good? Cool. Is his house good? Hey, all his kids, blah, blah, blah. We got him. No. Hey, we got him. We're going to make sure he's good. Big meetings, people crowding around him going, hey, we got you because we know you taking a fall for something that ain't even about you. See, brothers, what I want you to see is that life, this is what I learned in China, and I'll talk about China stuff different. I learned something very special in China because China, right, in America, in the West, or in the Western culture, we think like this. We think in straight lines, right? So we see everything a lot of times in a straight line. We talk in straight lines. We move in straight. We think in straight lines. the thing that changed my perspective, and I learned it, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying I'm marrying the two. In the East, they think in a circle. Okay? They think in a circle. And here's the powerful part for you as a black man and as an African. You ready for this? Africa sits in the middle of the East and the West. Africa sits in the middle of the East and the West. And so we are literally in the middle. We are the nexus of the Eastern thinking and the Western thinking. We are creative and yet organized. We can be linear and yet circular, okay? We can be linear and yet circular, okay? And so because of that, I want you to understand your power, brother, okay? You can move in these different circles. When you are a black man and you realize who you actually are, you realize who you are. When you realize, yo, guess what? Man, it all started on the continent. Everything, it all started. We now have proof of this, okay? Now, I'm not telling you, don't think you're superior because, look, black supremacy is just as worse as white supremacy. Understand that. Please understand that. But what I am giving you the facts of is that you have to understand who you are, okay? Africa is in the middle and the nexus of the East and the West, of the West and the Eastern thinking. It is the nexus. And so because of that, brother, what I'm telling you is this: as you build your money table, as you tap into your industry groups, your recreational groups, your neighborhood, all that kind of stuff, these are areas where you can do it. Now, I want my team to put this up real quick. Put up that code we had up there, okay? Because this is what we're going to offer. We are doing, just so you know, we're going to be doing some groups, right? Some masterminds, okay? And stuff for some brothers that we're starting next week, okay? Right? We start next week, okay? And in those groups, we're going to be doing a weekly thing. You come in. I'm going to help direct those groups, okay? We're going to help direct those groups. And the point of those groups is that we're going to do this so that we, right, can set out the goals, and you're going to meet people in these groups. Some people may be younger. They might be older. They're going to be doing different things, but you're going to have a shared experience, okay? A shared experience where you can walk through something with the goals in mind that you have. I showed you the Jeffersonian dinner. I showed you, okay? Like, hold on, wait. People think, they say, oh my gosh, like the disciples walked around with Jesus for free. I got to tell you, they didn't. Because there wouldn't have been a treasurer. Why was there a treasurer? They had a treasurer because somebody was collecting the money, right? They had fishermen. They had tax collectors. Everybody had skills that they brought to the table in order to collectively, right, for 3 years of Jesus' life, for 3 years, put it together, right? But prepare for him to be the Messiah, to move forward, all of that, okay? Right? So please understand the power of your money table and creating it. Some brothers, I get it. Hey, when you come from nothing like I did, sometimes, bro, you do have to pay a little bit for entry. You do got to pay for the network. I tell people, and I know, like I said, I know my cousin is here. Like, he remembered I was like probably 22, 23 years old. Or younger than that. I was 20. I was like 20. I was like 19 or 20. And I literally went to this thing. Like I said, I wanted to learn real estate. I didn't have no real estate network. I didn't have people in my life that had real estate or that had mega real estate or things like that. So what did I do? I put up like $20,000, right? I put it up. I said, I put up 20 grand. Yo, I'm about to go make this happen. Went to, I think it was Arizona, something like that. Went to every single course, did everything I could do to learn, to make sure I was gaining the knowledge and gaining the perspective so I could win. So what I'm telling you, if you don't have this, you can go and try to build it and build it out. But I do like the fact that we have a community of people. Listen to me. My team, you put up a QR code. Folks that's interested in the group, they want to do that. So they put that up and they'll reach out to you. We'll connect on all of that, right? Like, I want you to know that the power of this. Oh, let me go over here. Ready for this? Everybody, what does 1 plus 1 equal? Put it in the chat. What does 1 plus 1 equal? Okay. All right. I see it coming in. I see it coming in. What does 1 plus 1 equal? I'm going to blow your mind with this, right? Some of you guys heard it before. Some of you haven't. Okay. All right. 1 plus 1 equals, all right, 3. Why is it 3? It's 3 because you have 1 plus 1, but then there's another one. The other one is you have the 1 plus 1 now is another 1. Because together, now you have a third power, okay? 1 plus 1 equals 3, which equals synergy. Okay? Synergy. All right? Hey, text me if you want to join the call group. We're going to get back, talk about the particulars. We're going to do this over like the next 4 to 6 months. We're going to just do a group, real simple. We're going to lay out the goals. There's going to be accountability in the group. There's going to be accountability in the group. These are going to be other black men. So when you face certain obstacles, when you deal with certain things, they understand what you're dealing with. They understand the isms you're facing. They understand the obstacles. And you're going to have older brothers and younger brothers saying, hey, yo, hey, older brother, what you dealing with? Hey, guess what? We got some new tech for that. There's some tech for that. Hey, the older brother said to the younger brother, hey, younger brother, guess what you dealing with? Man, I seen that, bro. That happened in 1988. That's the same play I saw. This is how you got to do to navigate that, okay? But the goal is that starting to build, this may not be your exact money table, but you're going to start to build your money table. This is how you make millions with brothers. This is how you do it, okay? Same interests, same mind, same focus. Man, look, I'm doing it. I tell you something. I was like, man, my guy was like, man, why you on there? You talking? You giving us? I said, man, I'm doing this because I truly believe that if we get some of the keys to the kingdom, and it's said to us in a way that we can take it and understand it, dude, I know there's nobody out there. They're not better than us. Okay, that's been proven. We've done more with less resources, less access, less stuff. So what would happen if all of a sudden, right, we're taking advantage of recreational group, right? Really taking advantage of that, creating strong networks, going to these high-end neighborhoods, okay? Going to these high-end events, okay? Really taking advantage of that and building cohorts, building networks, man, that can really last. Man, with that, look, I think my team, I asked my team, let me know if you want anything else here. But look, please text. I'm telling you guys, text the number if you want to be part of the call group, okay? Right, be ready. That you will have to put in, understand, you will have to put in. There's going to be a cost to it because we got to pay for stuff and make stuff out. But it's going to be nominal compared to like what's there. But I do want you to have the opportunity to join and to be a part of it because I know some of you guys got some goals. You got some things you're trying to do, some things you're trying to knock out. And I just want you to be able to do it, okay? The reason why I don't get into like, hey, guys, do this to make money and do what I'm doing, we're going to have people. I'm lining up people for real estate. I'm lining up people in the trading space, So stay tuned. In the trading space, we're lining up folks in some of the global trading product space. That we are going to offer certain things and certain, like more than just a course, but certain type of access to things that brothers that really want to go into an industry. Trucking is also going to be another space we're going to go into. I am so happy and proud. The group of black, I wish I don't even have time. The group of black men that I guess this has attracted them to like come in and be a part of this, bro, it blows my mind. I'm talking about we got, 30-year firemen, you know what I'm saying, who are doing stuff. We got corporate executives. We got entrepreneurs who do millions and millions a year. We got brothers who've already sold companies, looking to sell their next company. We got brothers who, I mean, just it's like what that video said. And I want y'all to cue that video one more time, because there's new people in the building, right? When the brother talks about, right, the different crutches. Cue that video one more time. I want everyone to see this one last time, that video, because they've got a lot of new people in the building. I know YouTube, Facebook, even now Instagram coming on. I want y'all to see this video, and I just want to go again, remind us, right, of what this is about. Because if we understand this, if we understand, man, like I got, again, Dr. Marlon, he's joining us. He's doing one of the kind of more intimate programs that I'm putting on, very intimate. And he basically is like Dr. Marlon, like, how can I put this? My brother's in cybersecurity. He's killing the game, doing well. But he's really moving, trying to go to the next level, trying to increase his money table, okay? And what he understands is, man, you can only go so far by yourself. I'm telling y'all, this is a principle. You can only go so far by yourself. You need your own money table of people who are going on the journey with you, assisting you, and committed. Hey, play that video real quick. I just want to put that video up because I want everyone to see it, especially all the new folks. And my brother from Ghana, thank you so much, man. Thank you. I want to make sure they see this before they leave, because I want to put that point in that we're ready to do this, and I want you to see. I know a lot of new people. The people come in, man. We look. I have to say every night. I don't know what the number is, but it sounds like, I mean, we're probably getting like 300-400 people a night when I do this. I'm blown away, honestly, right? Because I just hopped on the scene. Y'all know, like, I haven't been on social media, man, for like 6-7 years. Like, I just think I was on my grind. I didn't care nothing about it, right? And I'm like, yo, there's nothing out there really. I'm doing this on Mondays and Thursdays now. So marking your calendars. We're doing this Mondays and Thursdays, right? About this time, we send out emails and text. We'll mark your calendars, and we're bringing real content, right? Stuff that you can take home with you, stuff that you can do. But I see that video is cute. Play that video for us real quick. I just want to just put this in our psyche, in our ethos. I want to put this in our ethos, man. This is what we're doing. Go ahead. Let's hit it.
Lyric in hip hop. It was Jay-Z's first album when he said, something, and we will be each other's crutches. So the point is this: everybody want to be the man. Everybody want to be the guy everybody look up. There's no real strength in that. The strength is everybody eating. So if one of us falls, we can lift them up. Put them back in the game.
Strength for the numbers.
So you have to understand that mentality. Whether your friend is a barber, we want him to be the best barber in the world. Your friend's a mechanic, best mechanic in the world. Your friend is in acquisitions and mergers. We want him to be the best. We need to be the best so that when we need each other, somebody's there for us. We all there and cover all aspects.
No doubt.
And that's the true power, the people power. There's nothing more powerful than people power.
The numbers.
That's what it is. The hardest lyric in hip hop.
Thank you. Look, brothers, text the group. If you want to be a part of the group, we're setting up. Again, there's going to be a cost. Look, what we don't pay, right, we don't value. I've learned that a long time ago, right? That's why, and I'll be honest with you, when it comes to our community, when people come in and they're like, oh, we're doing this free thing, we're doing this free whatever, like, okay, free information, fantastic, free content. But man, I've seen this over and over where you can bring jewels. You can't put pearls before swine because they can't value the pearls. How many of you guys with your kids, right? You also have kids, you know this, right? How many of you guys thought, yo, hey, you doing something really great for them? You like, for you, you know the cost, you know the price, you understand, right? So you show up, you like, yo, hey, do it for your kids. And then your kids have literally, they have no respect towards it because they didn't pay for it. Yo, that is a principle I'm telling you, you have to teach your children, okay? Your children. And even in my case, like, we're setting up some things, my kids with their college and stuff. And although, hey, real talk, daddy could just write that check, college is done, right? But I want them to push for the scholarship. I want them to push for the good grades. I want them to take on a little student loan debt. I'm going to need you to feel this a little bit. And then after you complete, after you execute, you get the results. Then I'm going to come in as daddy would, and I'm going to say, hey, boom, there you go, right? Why is that? The best lesson, Will, thank you so much. Put that in there. The best lesson is a bought one. I love that, right? Neil, love it. I love it. Like, the best lesson is a bought one. That's true. That's facts, right? So we don't value what we don't pay for. Look, we put out a lot of free content. We're going to do all this stuff for free. We're going to give you game for free, all the insights for free. Again, just hold on. Real estate's coming. Day trading is coming. Trucking is coming. Logistics is coming. We got, I even got some other brothers coming in and talk about some other stuff to really give us some keys to the game. Oh, African manufacturing is coming, right? African manufacturing is coming, okay? Outsource help, all that stuff is coming. So just be patient with me, because as we build this community, as we build what we're doing, we are going to build the largest and most dynamic. Listen to my words. Mark my words with this. This, I'm telling you, we're building the largest and most dynamic group of Black men around the world. And I ain't ashamed to say it. And I want them, when they show up and they see the receipts and they see the quality, they see the character, they see the education, the concentration, the diversification. You understand? When they see that, I want them to be like, yo, oh, snap, this is serious. Yes, it is, right? So if you bring it to the table, if you want to mess with us, okay, you got to treat us the seriousness that we bring to the table. Guys, look, again, text, they're going to close it out, well, obviously with our anthem, man, calling all Black men. This is David Anderson, helping free you psychologically, free you financially, economically, and also let's build wealth creation for, again, 7, not just 1, not just 2. I want us to focus on 7 generations, because if we build 7 generations, okay, give them what they need spiritually, give your kids what they need emotionally, but also give your kids what they need financially, right? Right? Give it to them spiritually. Give them to them emotionally. Be present as a dad, as a grandfather, whatever place whatever space you in, right? They need to know who you are. They need to know your ethos. But please bless them financially, because a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. But I just don't want y'all to be good. I want y'all to be great. I want y'all to be great men. So, man, I love it. Hey, cue it. Put on the spoken word, man. We're going to be out of here. I'm going to just wait until they cue it all up. But I love y'all. Man, Black man, I'll holler at you later.
Calling all Black men. This is a call to action. This is a call to action. An action call. Calling all Black men. This is a call to action. This is a call to action. An action call for 1 million Black men. I am Kwesi to put you on a call path to win. This is not a Zoom call or a call on Facebook Live. Though we are virtual, we are live. Not a call on TikTok like MLB Black men, we are on the clock. Not a call from Snapchat. Move back my bat. We are on first base to Isaac Hayes Jr. fan base. We have an eye line on third base. Grand Slam, not a call from Instagram, as we don't need validation with blue checks. We are the true checks. We do checks. We write checks. We are the right checks. We do family checks. We check in on our sons and our daughters. We are Black men who walks on waters because our children like to place time. We are black men who FaceTime. Let's FaceTime. This is still not a call from an Android or an iPhone. It is extraterrestrial to phone home. I know sometimes black men, we have to travel around the world to be appreciated at home. But you are not alone. You are in the each one, teach one green zone, where the elusive weapon is the truth. We are the black truth. We are Paul Pierce, the truth. We are the loot. We are 1 million black men strong. We will get along as we landline. We walk across their blue and red line. Now this call is from a landline with rotary numbers and a coiled cord. We are 1 million black men on one accord. This cord and phone transmits a dial tone, whether a local call or a call of long distance. Regardless of the distance, it connected us. Social media unconnected us. Our homes need us. They soul feed us. And not just food that give us niggas-itis. I write this, our homes bleed, sweat, tears for us. Black men, it is up to us. It is on us not to just procure the bag. Buddha bless one, share it with me. Get the info under your afro, bro. And establishing sovereignty to be a one united bank for economic just us. Black men, we must set up a family trust to an estate. Because right now, everything is at stake. Because we can't lead from behind, from your behind to your mind. They are public with their malevolence as they use artificial intelligence in this age of information. Elon Musk bought Twitter to gather more of our information. So if I have to be the Starlink, I will break the Starlink for 1 million black men. But I won't condone our culture with misuse of our information. So I grant you David Anderson for this financial literacy education. DA went from shy Southside streets to JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs on Wall Street. From Chicago State to Harvard. At 19, he fathered the economics in his family house. DA served in President Obama administration at the White House. He lived in China for 3.5 years, learning the Chinese economy, the renminbi. To the British pound, black men, let's get this pound. To the European euro, we NBA step into the euro. To the Uganda chilling, black men, let's be empowered by our billing and be willing to learn and understand. Money is just a tool to build unshakable wealth. 7 generations deep that DA will teach that we can compete in an economy beyond that's local. Black men, we must think global. So I present to you David Anderson to put you on this financial literacy path to win. Welcome to the movement. 1 million black men.